The Mehndi had just ended, and the house was echoing with laughter, dolki songs, and endless wedding prep chaos. Anaya Malik, 26, was getting married to Zion Ahmed the next day. Everyone in the upscale neighborhood of Coral Springs, Florida, admired how perfect the couple looked. The families had spared no expense: floral setups, designer outfits, a 5-star venue. But the morning before the wedding, Anaya didn't come down for breakfast. Her cousin knocked on her room door. No answer. Assuming she was sleeping, no one bothered much. By noon, concern turned into panic. Her bridal dress hung untouched. Her phone was on the side table. Her jewelry was locked safely in the closet. But Anaya was gone. Zion's family arrived late afternoon, unusually quiet, brushing off questions. Maybe she's nervous, his mother offered with a strained smile. But Anaya wasn't the kind to run away. She was excited, had picked every wedding detail herself. Anaya's mother, Noor, called the police by evening. That's when the whispers began about Zion's cold behavior, the in-laws' silence, and the secret they might be hiding. The festive home turned into a crime scene, but no one was ready for what the investigation would reveal next. Detectives arrived just after sunset. The Malik family was distraught, but Zion's parents remained oddly composed. Officer Daniels, leading the investigation, immediately sensed tension between the families. Anaya's room showed no signs of forced entry or struggle. Her purse was missing, but oddly, her passport ID and credit cards were all still there. Security cameras in the house had mysteriously stopped recording the night before. Power surge, Zion's father claimed. Meanwhile, Anaya's best friend Hiba revealed a disturbing detail. Anaya had confessed doubts about the marriage. Just days earlier, she said Zion had changed, became controlling, cold, and his mother, Mrs. Ahmed, kept warning her to stay within limits. The police searched nearby areas, questioning neighbors and reviewing traffic footage. One camera down the street captured a figure resembling Anaya leaving the house just after 3 a.m. alone, in casual clothes. But why? She was always surrounded by family, and why didn't anyone notice? Officer Daniels returned to question Zion. The groom sat emotionless, eyes hollow. "I don't know where she went," he repeated. No tears, no urgency. That night, Anaya's phone pinged once from a nearby motel. Before going completely silent, the motel was a 15-minute drive from the Malik residence, rundown, and tucked between 2 gas stations. Officer Daniels and his team rushed there early the next morning, tracking the last known location of Anaya's phone. The clerk at the front desk was cooperative. A woman checked in alone around 3:30 a.m., looked nervous. Paid cash, signed the name Akan. The handwriting was shaky, almost like she was in a rush or afraid. Security footage confirmed ITT was Anaya. She entered alone, looking over her shoulder. Room 109 was still untouched. Inside, the bed was neatly made. The only sign of occupation was a half-finished bottle of water and a tissue with a faint blood smear. Her phone wasn't there. No purse, no clothes, nothing. But on the bathroom mirror, faintly written in lipstick, were the words, "Don't trust them." The message sent chills down Officer Daniels' spine. It wasn't just a disappearance, it was a cry for help. The motel manager confirmed no one had seen her leave. One back exit led into a dark alley with no cameras. Did someone take her? Or did she run again? And most importantly, who couldn't she trust? While the motel message sent investigators in a new direction, Anaya's family grew more desperate. Her father demanded the Ahmeds be questioned more aggressively. She was scared of them, Nur insisted, especially his mother. Officer Daniels dug into the Ahmed family's background. What he found wasn't criminal, but it was disturbing. Zion's first engagement, 2 years ago, had ended abruptly. The girl's family never spoke about it. When reached, the ex-fiancé's brother hesitated, then said, she changed after being with Zion, left the country to start over. That's all I'll say. Further investigation revealed Zion had been suspended briefly in college for an altercation with a female classmate. No charges were filed, but whispers of controlling behavior lingered. Mrs. Ahmed had once worked at a counseling clinic, but was let go after multiple complaints about hostile advice to women in abusive relationships. Ironically, she often spoke publicly about preserving family honor. Officer Daniels confronted Zion again. "Why was Anaya afraid of your family?" he asked. Zion's jaw tightened. "You're looking in the wrong place. She was unstable. She wanted attention," but the officer wasn't convinced, especially when lab results confirmed that blood on the motel tissue was Anaya's. While reviewing Anaya's belongings again, Hiba handed over something she had hesitated to share. Earlier, a small notebook Anaya always kept in her handbag. She wrote poetry, thoughts, and lately, strange things. Officer Daniels flipped through the pages. Most were harmless weeding to-do lists, favorite quotes, but the last few entries stood out. One read, "They want me perfect. Not happy. I'm not safe in that house." Another, dated 3 days before the disappearance. "If anything happens to me, look at the cameras, look at them." The Malik family hadn't been aware of any of this. Noor sobbed when shown the pages. "She never told us. She protected us even when she was in danger." Meanwhile, the tech team managed to partially recover the corrupt footage from the house's internal security system. Just after 2:45 a.m., Anaya was seen tiptoeing down the stairs fully dressed, carrying a small bag. But the next clip, at 2:55 a.m., showed Zion's mother emerging from the same stairwell, looking furious. She was holding a phone, dialing rapidly. Then the footage cut out. Daniels now had one certainty. Anaya didn't just vanish. Someone made sure she stayed gone. The pressure was mounting. News of Anaya's disappearance had reached local media, and the community, once buzzing about a grand wedding, now murmured about foul play. Zion finally cracked out in a quiet interview room, away from his parents. He looked more human than ever, haunted, pale, and visibly shaken. "I didn't hurt her," he said softly. "But she didn't want to marry me anymore. She told me that." Knight said she was suffocating. "My mother heard us arguing. She was furious." According to Zion, Mrs. Ahmed believed Anaya's doubts were a threat to their family's honor. She said if Anaya ran away, we'd be humiliated. She kept repeating it like a mantra. Zion claimed he went to sleep after the fight. Next morning, she was gone. "My mother told me to stay quiet, that we'd find her before the media." Did one ask if his mother could have done something? Zion hesitated. "She's capable of a lot. But hurting someone? I don't know." The investigators now had a new target, Saber and Ahmed. But before Daniels could bring her in for formal questioning, something unexpected happened. Anaya's bracelet was found, buried in the Ahmed's backyard. The bracelet was unmistakable silver with blue stones. Gifted to Anaya by her late grandmother. She wore it daily, even to sleep. Finding it buried behind the Ahmed's guest house changed everything. A warrant was issued that evening. The Ahmed home was swarming with officers. Forensic teams scanned every room, dug up parts of the garden, and seized electronic devices. Mrs. Ahmed, maintaining composure, scoffed. "That bracelet must have fallen. This is harassment." But Officer Daniels wasn't buying it. In the basement, investigators uncovered a hidden drawer in an old dresser. Inside, a torn piece of Anaya's Mendy dress, a hotel keycard to the same motel, and a note with a list of names. One of them was a known private investigator. Another was a retired nurse. Daniels traced the phone number scribbled on the paper. It led to an unregistered burner phone purchased by a woman matching Saber and Ahmed's description 2 days before Anaya vanished. But the most damning piece, a deleted voice message recovered from Zion's phone. "Zion, she's gone now. We'll fix it before it spreads. Stay silent." The voice was unmistakable Sabrine's. The in-laws were no longer just suspects, they were part of a chilling plan. The note found in the Ahmed's basement led Officer Daniels to a retired nurse named Carla Myers, who lived 30 miles away, in a quiet wooded area near Palm Pines. When questioned, Carla was nervous, her hands trembling. "I didn't know it would go this far," she whispered. "I was paid to look after a girl." Said she was having a mental breakdown and needed rest away from family. She described how a woman named Sabern brought Anaya to her home 3 days ago, claiming she was her daughter-in-law. Anaya was drugged, barely conscious when she arrived. But she came to by the second day. She begged me to let her call someone. Carla had refused at the time, afraid of losing her nursing license, though already retired. But guilt had begun to eat her alive. "I never thought she was in danger. I thought they were helping her recover, but last night, they came back. 2 men took her away. Said she was being relocated. I didn't ask questions. I was terrified." Daniel's heart sank. Anaya was alive, but now she had vanished again. And this time, the trail was colder than ever, and her captors were growing more desperate. The revelation from Nurse Carla sent shockwaves through the investigation. The Ahmed family's version had unraveled now. It was a race against time. A "Bolo be on the lookout" alert was issued for a dark gray van seen, leaving Carla's home that night. Meanwhile, forensic analysis of the burner phone linked to Saberin revealed one final outgoing call to an abandoned lake house in Colusa County, owned under a fake LLC registered to a distant cousin of Zion. The location was remote, no neighbors, no cameras, an off-grid. SWAT and local deputies mobilized before dawn. At 6:47 a.m., they stormed the lake house. Inside, it was eerily silent. On the top floor, locked inside a bedroom with chains on the door, they found Anaya, pale, weak, but alive. She burst into tears upon seeing the officers. "I didn't think anyone would come," she whispered, voice cracked. "They said no one was looking, that I'd be forgotten." The room was soundproofed, her phone had been smashed. She'd been sedated and hidden for nearly 4 days. Zion and Saber and Ahmed were arrested within the hour, but as Anaya was carried out wrapped in a blanket, she said just one thing. "They weren't just hiding me, they were planning to replace me." Anaya's final words stunned Officer Daniels. They were planning to replace me. It wasn't just an abduction, it was a conspiracy to rewrite her fate. During interrogation, Saberin finally broke in a chilling confession. She revealed her twisted plan. "Anaya wasn't fit for our family. She asked too many questions, defied me. I found someone quieter, obedient, someone who would say yes to Zion without conditions. She had been grooming another girl, Sarah, an orphaned cousin from overseas, promised a visa, luxury, and a future. Sarah had arrived 2 days before the wedding and was kept hidden. The plan was simple. Claim Anaya had run away, hold off media attention, and present Sarah as the bride in a delayed private ceremony. The family would bribe, lie, and spin the story. But Anaya ruined the script when she escaped the house and left that motel message. Zion, now facing multiple charges including abduction and conspiracy, sat in silence. His future shattered and, though broken, stood tall during the press briefing. They tried to silence me, erase me, and control my life like a puppet show, but I survived. And now, I'll speak for every woman forced into silence. Justice wasn't just served at it, was heard.